You silly chat people will never learn. Do you guys not see the lightning bolt next to Kiet's name? Tread carefully and carry a large banhammer. It's alright, okay, looks like we're starting now. Yes.
자, 네오제이드 김대엽 선수와 김재훈 선수 서로 간의 양 팀에 대한 이번 시즌에 굉장히 좋은 모습을 보여주고 있는데 이번에는 과연 어떨지 지금부터 경기 만나보겠습니다.
Yeah, they fixed the computers. Alright, sweet. So, going into set number 1 of KT Rolster versus guess my teammate. I don't know why I keep wanting to say CJ. And we're gonna start off with a PvP between Stats and Jaehoon, and hopefully their computers will not break. Alright, the map is Neo Jade, and here we go. In the bottom right is the white Protoss. We do have Stats, the chinless toss. He has lost his chin, but not his stats. Wow, that pun was so bad it didn't even make sense. Jesus. Anyway, Jaehoon will be the red Protoss in the bottom left. Jaehoon looks a little bit bored, a little bit sleepy. That's alright. Anyway, so we already saw one amazing PvP on this map from the last series between CJ and what's their faces? SKT. Woohoo! Korean couple spotting. Make Sayle jelly time. Alright. Friggin' camera guy. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh yes, we saw an amazing PvP in the last series. Hopefully it can be just as amazing. Sun, wait, what was it? Sun versus Bong? Yeah. So in these positions, I think it's quite nice for red. Who's red? Jaehoon, because the natural expansion and the back of the minerals of the natural of Stats will be facing Jaehoon's base, so obviously easier for him to harass. And of course, if Stats rather tries to harass Jaehoon's main, there's plenty of room for him to like build spawning pylons and whatnot. Okay. I have no idea what that was about. But we are going to see a Summoning Score first. No Zealot for either player actually. Both players skipping Zealot here. Pretty interesting. So now I mean, last series we saw most in all the PvPs, both players seem to skip Zealot, and the same here. I'm a little bit curious about this. In my opinion, when you're on a 4-player map in PvP, you should almost always skip the first Zealot. The first Zealot is essentially there to make you not die to a 2-gate opening, like a 10-12 gate. But 10-12 gate is so exceedingly rare nowadays, like it's essentially fallen out of the PvP metagame, that, you know, having that safety doesn't do too much. And on a 4-player map, even if he was 2-gating, you know, there's a chance that he won't see you fast enough, or you'll be cross-map or something like that. So I think going core first is very good. Of course, you could argue that getting the first Zealot prevents you from getting mana pylons and also helps you block the ramp to deny scouting. But you know, I think it's better to just get the first Dragoon out anyway, because you know, if you're unlucky and you get the first Zealot and you don't block the ramp properly, or your Zealot doesn't come out in time, he gets in anyway, and then you need to wait for your Dragoon to clear the scout. So might as well just go for the Dragoon first. Meanwhile, we do have a pylon at the top of the main there for Stats. Now that serves two purposes. For one thing, it's a spotting pylon, and it will help see any drops coming in from the north side, like storm drops or reaver drops or whatnot. And also, if he wants to, he can also potentially hide some tech up there, like some sneaky DTs or something. But it's probably just there for spotting, I would imagine. Meanwhile, Jaehoon doesn't seem to care too much about that. He just built his second pylon right by his gateway, and looks like, oh, we might have a Dragoon duel here, but Jaehoon's Dragoon being a little bit dumb. Jaehoon's Dragoon could not recall why it was sent over there to the ramp, so it did not shoot Stats' Dragoon, but Stats knows, you know, he's got good timing since he knows the second, well, actually maybe not. I was gonna say he pulled back just as the second Dragoon got there, which is quite nice, but he just moved back again. Meanwhile, we do have a scouting probe of Jaehoon just chilling there by the third base of Stats. Going to try and sneak in now. Probably will get intercepted by a Dragoon, but both players have actually gone for an expansion here, so a 1-gate expand opening from both players here. Kind of a risky opening, actually. Both players taking a bit of a risk, and obviously since they're both gone for it for the same build, neither player is really going to be able to punish the other. Notice how that Dragoon didn't keep chasing that probe. I don't think that's a mistake. I think that's intentional pullback, because he doesn't want his Dragoon to chase that probe too far away and get pulled out of position, so in case his opponent does anything aggressive, you know, he'll only have a couple of Dragoons on the ramp. He wants all his Dragoons together here since he is doing such a greedy opening. So that's why he just intentionally let that probe survive. And essentially kind of, I guess, avoiding like a retard magnet type situation. Anyway, the next eye almost identical on their timing here. Looks like Stats slightly ahead in supply, but there are his teammates, Flash and Wookie, I believe. And both players following up with 3 gateways is a very standard thing to do off a 1-gate expand. So this is actually very interesting. I mean, you know, 3-gate expand against any kind of early Dragoon attack like 3-gate, 4-gate Goon just instantly dies. Even a 2-gate Goon opener can put on a lot of pressure. We actually saw Stork able to just kill somebody with 2-gate Goon versus like a 1-gate Robo on Electric Circuit recently. So, you know, with good, you have to have really good micro and solid micro, and also I think it's partly because of the map. If you look at this, both players holding that, or actually rather, Stats holding that wide ramp outside of his natural. I'm not sure why Jaehoon isn't doing the same, but essentially, kind of, you know, this gives you a bit of a better defensive position here. Holding that wide ramp allows you to defend a few more Dragoons, along with your defender's advantage. Is that a 4th gateway actually? Is he on 4 gateways? Oh, that's interesting. So 4 gateways for Stats versus the 3 gates, and now Robo for Jaehoon. Stats are actually taking a huge risk here to not get that Robo at all. Well, not really a huge risk. I mean, the thing is, you know, you lose straight up to DTs with this build anyway, so if it was a DT opening, he'd have lost already. So the fact that he hasn't already died means that there's no DTs coming. So I guess you can delay that Robo a little bit, but still, I would like to get the faster observer just to see exactly what my opponent is doing. I think by now both players probably know they've both gone for this fast expansion opening, because otherwise it doesn't really make much sense. This is one of those times where it's kind of like scouting without scouting. It's one of those principles that Day 9 talks about a lot. It's, you're kind of scouting by just attacking and poking the front. Just the fact that neither player has committed to a big attack and they're just kind of poking with Dragoons indicates that both of them are kind of, you know, macroing up a little bit, have gone for the fast expansion, don't really want to overcommit to any kind of attack. So a lot of information gathered just from seeing the behavior of the Dragoons here. Oh, looks like one Dragoon tries to go out and get that probe, doesn't quite get it, and takes a bit of damage in return. Of course, he will regenerate rather those shields. And it looks like we have Observer and Support Bay. Observer and Support Bay at the same time. That's quite interesting. So what he's probably going to do, what he's probably done is actually made a shuttle first, and he's gone for, the order is going to be Shuttle, Observer, Reaver coming out of that Robo. And that's a fairly nice little thing. Basically, I think it's the most efficient use of the Robo, because you're essentially building non-stop rather than like waiting for the observatory for an observer or something like that. And also you don't delay the observer by too much. So you don't delay the Reaver by too much, and you kind of get a slightly later observer, but not too late. It's kind of like a middling ground there between, you know, going for the observer first and going for the faster Reavers. But anyway, look at this. Stats is actually now putting on the pressure, because I did note before he did have 4 gateway production against the 3 gateways of Jaehoon, and Jaehoon looks like, oh man, going for that Reaver tag, he's going to have to be on the defensive here. He now is backing up to his natural. He's now pulling Stats' units into a favorable choke point for him. Look at this, he's got a much better Dragoon arc here against Stats. So Stats' weight of numbers here. Look at this, Stats having half his Dragoon stuck in the back, not able to bring the Dragoon numbers to bear. There is an AI pylon there, but it's not really doing anything. And look at this, actually Stats might be able to break through here. The Reaver's out though with this Reaver micro. Can he hold? This Reaver's going to be absolutely crucial in the defense here, but even if he manages to keep it alive, I don't know if it's going to be enough. The shuttle goes down, another Reaver shot goes down. Can he get one more shot? No, it's running out of Scarabs. It's out of Scarabs. No more Scarabs there. The probes having to be pulled off the line for Jaehoon. Stats is breaking through though. Jaehoon is in big trouble. He's got the 4 gateway rally versus the 3 gate reinforcement of Jaehoon, but of course Jaehoon with the defender's advantage, able to pull the probes, having that shorter reinforcement route. The Zealots of Stats are doing a great amount of damage here, and here we go. More Dragoons are coming in here, but it's 4 Dragoons on 4, and those probes there are going to cause an issue. But it looks like, wow, nice snipe there on that 1 Dragoon by Stats. Stats doing some nice micro here, and he's killed so many probes there at the natural as well. He's got a 10 supply lead right now. The probes coming off once again. Nice snipe on that Dragoon here. And the probes is constantly having to be pulled off and unable to mine. Stats, though, or sorry, Jaehoon rather, does get a second Reaver out, and if he keeps that alive, I think he'll be in good shape. Although, looks like the Dragoons are going in. They're going to get the Reaver. Oh, a nice split there. 6 split by Stats. Did you see that? Did you see that? He just like fanned out those 4 Dragoons so that none of them was in splash range of any other Dragoon. He took like 0 splash damage from that Scarab. That was actually an amazing split there. He knew which Dragoon would be targeted as well. He knew that Jaehoon would target the back Dragoon to maximize the splash damage, so he immediately pulled them back. Very, very well done. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, he's also taking a 3rd base. So even if he does not kill Jaehoon with this attack, he still has a follow-up. He still has that 3rd base, but it looks like he might just win it right here. There is a shield battery there to help regenerate the shields on those Dragoons. Of course, the shield battery was intended to help keep the Reaver alive, but in this case, it doesn't even matter. But no, it looks like he will now push back those Dragoons between the shield battery and the probes and the Reaver. He will have enough now to push Stats back, but look at his stats, already adding on more gateways. He's already got his Citadel up, he's got his 3rd base up. It's not quite mining yet, but it is finished there. As you can see, just needs to transfer some probes over. He's got a 20 supply lead right now, and Jaehoon is just now starting his Citadel. Now, if I was Jaehoon, I would not expect that 3rd base to be there. I would actually feel, you know, like if Jaehoon knows he's a little bit behind because of how many probes he's lost, but I don't think he actually quite realizes how far behind he is. I mean, he's behind in tech, he's behind in the base count, and of course he's also behind in the probe. So he's basically behind in every way possible right now. I guess except for upgrades. Neither player has any upgrades. But he is going to be quite sad pretty soon when Stats decide to attack. Stats probably will just, you know, wait for those gateways to finish, macro up a couple of rounds, and then just go for the kill here. There's really no point to drag it on too much. I mean, he's going up to, what was that, like 7 gateways against 3 or something like that. This is like an almost unlosable position for Stats. Although, having said that, we did see what happened last series between Bisu and Efforts, so maybe Stats will forget to build an assimilator somewhere and lose the game. Shocker. Okay, so we do have a Forge now down, getting some upgrades for Stats, also going to start building cannons. You should really build 1 cannon in every mineral line. I always say this in PvP. One of the ways that you can make crazy comebacks is just getting lucky, sneaking a DT in and not having them realize and losing and killing all their probes. So in order to avoid this, you need at least 1 cannon so you get the warning. So 1 cannon at the 3rd, in good position. Looks like, oh, I like this very, very much. Okay, so what's his face? Jaehoon now sees the 3rd base. So crucially, look at the mini-map. There's 2 white dots floating around the top side. What that is Stats is actually checking all of the top expansions for hidden expos. He knows that, you know, basically the only way for Jaehoon now to come back, now that he's, you know, being safe and cannoning up his mineral lines, is to take a hidden expansion and hope that Stats doesn't scout it. So very, very well done that he's sending 2 probes even, not just a single probe, sending out 2 probes to make absolutely certain that there are no hidden expansions anywhere. But oh, now we have an attack. 1 DT going to start wailing away at the units. Going to get taken out pretty quickly here, and yeah, Jaehoon's going to have to pull back, but you know, he has to engage at some point. He's just going to have to hope that Stats commits here to a bad engagement, that he gets amazing Reaver shots off, and then can maybe just do a huge all-in counterattack and win, because that's essentially his only hope right here. But I think Stats' army is just a little bit too strong now for that to even be a possibility. He's got way too many gateways as well to reinforce. Looks like he's going down here to the 3rd, just checking that. You know, Stats playing this extremely carefully, and I think that's fine. I don't blame him. Some people might just be like, you know, go kill him, but it's a little bit hard to attack into that choke point with 2 Reavers there behind. And, you know, with him without not having any High Templar. Oh, no, he does have High Templar now, so with Storm he can probably just break this.
12시 뭐 1시 뭐 혹시나 모르는 이런 변수까지 다 체크하고
Break it.
템플러까지
Break
올라가면
it.
그냥 병력 소모전을 해도 돼요. 아무리 상대방이 좋은 지형을 잡고 있어도
And he's going. He's going to lead with the High Templar.
게다가
Oh man, he can actually lead with the High Templar and just storm the army first and then go in. That's like such an annoying strategy or tactic, I guess. Oh, but a Reaver at the front is going to deny that though. Man, look at Stats just chilling here. He's just containing him. Okay, now he's going. Now he can't wait anymore. Here we go. He's moving in. This is going to be it. Storm. Storm. Storm! Oh, nice storm on the Reaver. Can we get some more? Oh, great storms. And now this choke point is really hurting Stats. All of his units are now stuck. He cannot spread them out against the storms. And are we not going to have any more storms? Oh, waits for the Reaver to drop from the shuttle once again. Kills the Reaver with the storms. But it looks like, is Jaehoon going to be able to hold here? Some of those Zealots are just chilling at the back, not attacking here. Jaehoon looks like he might barely not hold. He will not hold at all. It's not even close. Alright. So Stats gonna take out Jaehoon. GG from Jaehoon, and Stats gives KT the early lead in the series. Can KT hold on to it and pull off a win here against Team 8? That would be pretty awesome. I'm so rooting for KT now. Normally I'm not a huge KT fan. Normally I'm a Team 8 fan, but today, just for the sake of having lulzy brackets and rankings, I want KT Rolster to win.
예, 상대방의 체제가 나랑 똑같다라는 어떤 그 믿음이 좀 있었고 그랬었던 것 같습니다. 그러니까